Okay, I think I'm good and ready. I think I'm all set up, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's move over to here. There we go. Take you off screen. I do need this here. So, today I'm actually going to continue with the Death Corps of Krieg models. Well, I'm going to continue with the Death Corps kill team, is what I should say. And I think we'll get these guys pretty much like battle ready, I think it is. They'll have their, they'll all, pretty much there'll be no white left on these guys. And, I can start using them in regular kill team. I kind of realized today, as much as I was thinking about scrubbing off the paint and redoing these guys, I do have another Kriegsman box. And I'll just do that squad in this color scheme, but then steal 2 from it to complete this kill team here. Because I do like this very bright color. I have a coat that's like the same blue color here, so I want to keep that and do all that. I think I'll make these guys be the more elite squad. Or maybe these guys will be elite. I don't know. However it'll play out. I don't really want to change those guys. I think this is like the best looking out of the 2 models there. I gotta wash that guy, and I could do some edge highlighting to him. So, let me find my brush. I'll use this one. I'm about to do some fine detail stuff, so maybe I should get a better brush than this, but I think I'll use it a little bit. It's stiff from all the other contrast paint, but I am going to do more contrast paint, and I think just the browns, the other brown, because I use Snakebite, Black Templar, Leviathan. The last one I want to use is Gore Grunta Fur. It's the last one I win the model. And then from there, I'll actually be going to the actual paints. No more contrast or speed paints. That being said, you over there. I hope everyone's watching has had a good week so far and is enjoying themselves. The week is going well so far for me. At least to a little extent. Maybe too much paint on my brush. This might not really be a contrast paint thing to do. I'm going to try. That is such a nice brown. If I have anything ever made of leather in my life, I want it to be this color brown. I know you guys can't really see it that well. I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you can kind of see it. It's too much paint. Oh, you're playing Minecraft and chilling for an hour. That sounds like my server with friends and stuff. I decided I'm gonna... My mega base idea that I wanted to do, I'm gonna turn into a museum. And start keeping track of everything that's happened on the server, is what I'll say. And maybe I'll be like the British Museum and find a bunch of stuff. And refuse to give it back. Classic Brits. I'm gonna say this, it's very hard to see. Let's see if it is noticeable. But I'm using a very brighter brown. Ooh, dude, I love building castles. They're so much fun to build on Minecraft. I want to use a different brush than this one for the boots. Isn't like Germany known for having the most castles out of any country? Like there's more castles than there are McDonald's in the US. It might even be like in the world in general too. That brush needs to be cleaned. Let's go over there. We'll do the boots on this brush. There's so much paint on that brush, or on that boot. I think Poland has more. I don't know. Someone Google this while we have a chance. On it. I was just about to. Alone in my city, there's 3. I would love... This is a pipe dream, but I would love to own a castle in Europe if I had a chance. I don't know what the requirements are to own property in Europe. If I have to be a citizen of said country, or if I can buy it outright as an American, or if I have to like live in the country for X amount of time. Because I had some friends that wanted to get married in France, and they found out that they had to be living in France for at least 90 days before they could be legally allowed to marry in France. They didn't. What they did is they had like a celebration in France instead, but they got married in the US. They considered their France one like their big official one that they wanted to do, but their one in the US was just with like very few friends and no family. I think they did like a family thing separate. Finished models are going to go over here. That's how I'll keep track. I've never used decals because I'm too afraid of messing them up. So I have always, if I ever get the chance to, hand paint all the like detail stuff. But I also haven't gotten the chance to paint a lot of like detail stuff. That's my thoughts on decals. I'd probably try it. I just don't... I'm afraid of messing it up. Okay. Well, I'm glad my information is up to date now on the amount of castles and countries. France is in first. Well, here's the other thing. Like, what's the definition of a castle? What is the definition? Is it a large mansion-like building? Or is it a typical medieval building? Or like medieval fortress, I would say. Hold on. I feel like a castle would be a building that is built for defense. But I know a lot of people consider some other style buildings to be castles. Okay. That is a very broad term for a castle. Very broad. Okay, and I also have another thought. Should I use this brown for the gloves as well, or should I do a different color for the gloves? Honestly, why not? Why not use that brown for the gloves? I like it as much. Wikipedia. Oh. So I did buy a new model for myself. I have slowed down on the model buying, and I'm being more selective now on what I bought. So I will grab what I bought, and I will show it to all you. Okay, Hannibal, what are you saying? A castle is a type of fortified structure built during the Middle Ages, predominantly by the nobility or royal and by military orders. Scholars usually consider a castle to be the private fortified residence. Okay. Well, that's a good definition. So you could build a castle, technically, by that definition. Now, I'm going to show off the model. Because I'm painting and building like a lot of Krieg models, I figured the leader of my army should fit the Krieg aesthetic. And as much as I do want the Krieg command squad, it was not available at the store, and the Kill Team box isn't out yet. Even though I do want that big box, I think the Combat Patrol is probably a better investment, but I might buy that big box instead, the Christmas one. So, enough talking. This is what I got. Lord Marshal Not sure how to pronounce his name. Deer? I think Deer is his name. He's a Kriesman riding on a horse. My plan is to scrap the horse and put on a different mount for him. I have a model I want to use. Or I could see if it's being... I should look up and see if it's being sold. Like, separate from the rest of it. So. Make a centaur? No. No, I'm not doing that. What I want to do... I saw an image of it once on Instagram. Someone took the Krieg riders that ride on like their horses with gas masks and put them on like the raptors that the lizardmen ride. And once I saw that, I knew my guard army or my space marines are going to be riding dinosaurs. That is what's happening. So I am going to make my Kriegs model ride dinosaurs into battle. So it'll be dinosaurs and tanks just going into the battlefield. Centaurs are such a weird... Okay, Hannibal, you got me going in my head now. Centaurs are such a weird monster and creation in general. I don't know the actual lore for centaurs. I'm assuming Zeus got, like, a little funny, is how I'll word it. And decided to turn into a horse and dance with a lady. I'm tiptoeing around this because I'm not sure how to like TOS it fully. A mini Nova can. I can certainly do that. I can certainly do that. I'd be happy to do that. I think there is a model I can do that to. Maybe I buy tank models and I buy like the tank models that the lizardmen have, and I like combine them to like make mechanized dinos. Okay. I'm not done with the brown on you yet. Okay, so are centaurs considered true dragons? Because true dragons have 6 limbs. They have wings that would be technically considered their arms, and then they have 4 legs. So are centaurs considered dragons by that definition? Also, like, how does eating and reproduction work with a centaur? Like, is it... I don't know if anyone has watched this anime. There's one called Monster Museum. I've not watched Monster Museum. I know of it. And I know there's a female centaur in that show. She's technically half centaur, half human, from what I understand. Because her dad's a human and her mom's a centaur. Okay, you say that, Hannibal, but then what if this happens? You're in D&D. A dragon polymorphs into a centaur. And then has relations with a centaur and makes a half-dragon centaur. Would it have the body of a dragon and the upper half of, like, the centaur? Would it have not 6 limbs, but... Or would it have 6 limbs but a wings? Or would it have wings on the back and then actually have 8 limbs? These are questions. Also, I don't really want to talk much about Monster Museum. It's a really, like... Three arms? How? Okay. How does the Dragon Centaur have 3 arms? What sort of, like, creation are you making? So, instead of 8 limbs... Oh, the other... They have an arm as a tail? Come on, man. Have some realism here. No, honestly, that is such... I don't know. Okay, now that I'm, like, thinking about centaurs, I'm like, random lore is, like, popping into my head again about them. And I don't want to talk about centaurs. I'm not going to. We're going to change subject. We're not going to get weird. I already made this weird. Okay. I'm sitting here, and after our conversation, I have the song Half Horse, Half Man playing in my head. Please tell me someone knows what song I'm talking about. And if you don't, look it up and watch the music video. It's funny. My God, that is how centaurs are made. I just realized that music video was made by Zeus. Zeus made that music video. Not that it's the creator. I'm actually saying the Greek god made that. Because I think it sums up how centaurs actually got made. Oh my lord. God, talk about people that really like horse girls. What's up, Lizard Leaf? How are you doing this evening? Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. You are in the midst about me painting up the Kriegsman kill team. I've been saying on these guys for a while. It is a catchy song, you know? Half horse, half man. It's a very catchy song. Honestly, that would be any horse girl's like dream man right there. I wonder if my sister is... No. I was gonna say she's not out as the shower just turns on. Oh, Lord. Okay, if anyone knows a horse girl, go to them and ask, would you date a half horse, half man? Ooh, nice. I'm excited to see how your race turn out. I'm very excited. Dude, I have so many armies I want to make and not enough time and not enough money. I need friends that, like, want armies and want me to paint them and they don't care how they look. I think that's the only way I'm going to, like, feel satisfied in building and painting so many armies. Oh, you're playing a 3v3? How many points is your 3v3? Like, are you doing 500 points each? Are you doing 1,000 points each? Or is it 2,000 points? Huh, 2,000 point 3v3 is insane if that is what anyone ever does. That feels like it would take a long time to play. Okay, so it's 1,000 points each, so 3,000 in total. Okay, that's reasonable. Oh, I am gonna say as a heads up, Saturday stream might be delayed by I don't know how many hours. My boss wants me to come in on Saturday and help with some building. I'm really hoping the materials that he needs for it comes in tomorrow early, and I can reach out to a friend of mine who's willing to help, and we can just get it done on Friday. I asked my friend if he was around on Saturday to help, and initially he was like, yes, I can, and then he was like, actually, I can't, because I'm helping my sister-in-law with her house. Okay, that's some heresy right there that you just said, Leaf Lizard. That is heresy, but I love it. So you're bringing the Necrons. You have a teammate that's Tyranids, and a teammate that's a Dark Angels player. That is heresy, but I love it because I love all those armies. I am trying so hard to focus and not make any mistakes on this. Which, I mean, mistakes are okay. What's up, Nathan? I am painting the Deathcore of Krieg kill team. I've been sitting on these models for a little bit, and I figured I might as well get them at least battle ready. So that is what I'm working on tonight. I bought these models before the Krieg's models came out, like the big rebrand update. I think I like bought these, and then they stopped being on the shelf, and I was like, oh, I wanted to buy more Kriegsmen, and then I found out they're doing a big like rebrand launch, so I like sat and waited, and then now I have a bunch of other Kriegs models, but I'm not gonna be building or painting any of them tonight, just this kill team. So yeah, that is what's up. Ooh. Tau and Sisters of Battle. I feel like those sisters are gonna have, well, okay, I will say, lore-wise in my head, the sisters could probably be persuaded a little bit to do a battle with the Tau, because the Necron and the Tyranids are a bigger threat than the Tau would be. The sisters can deal with the Tau after. The Dark Angels, they'd probably work with the Necrons, but I don't know how you could make them work with the... Oh, you're facing just a battle space from Custodians. Okay. That makes sense. That's a good... For me, for factions, when I think of lore, that makes sense. I'm like trying to, in my head, the Dark Angels could work with the Necrons if the Necrons had information that the Dark Angels wanted. The Tyranids, I don't know. What did Nathan say? He said, always happens that way. I just gave away somewhere around 2K Seraphon. Many were old models that you can't buy anymore. Oh, so they were in Legends now? That is rough, I will say. I was looking at so my local store just started selling like pre-painted models that someone like wanted to get rid of. There are two beautiful knight models that are around $100 each, so they're cheaper than like the actual knight models you can buy and like build. And then there's a bunch of like older Warhammer models as well. The sister player could have played Tau. Oh, you were saying they could have played Tau and been on my team, and the Dark Angel player on the opposite team, it would have been Xenos vs. Imperium. Oh, that would have been cool. I think that would have been cool. But honestly, it's whatever everyone else wants to play. Just because I think, like, oh, how to make it work with lore, doesn't mean I wouldn't play on the team where I'm, like, my teammate's a Tyranid player and I'm a Space Marine player. Doesn't mean I wouldn't play that game. Hell, if I do, like, a team game and I want my buddy to play and he only has, like, 1,000 points in Chaos or over 1,000 points, I would be okay with, like, okay, my Space Marines do not like Chaos, but the threat in front of us is way bigger than this Chaos threat right now. That's how I look at it. And I do want to do a team game at some point. I think it'd be fun to do it with a friend. there's a team kill team thing going on in like November. It's already full, so I can't join it. But they're also doing like Warhammer that day as well, and I'm not gonna. That's a tournament. I'm not gonna play in a tournament again anytime soon, because I will. I don't want to go 3-0 again, and like be done with everything by the end of the day. Like if I am gonna do something. Yeah, the old alliance of convenience. That's really like how you have to look at it. Like, is everything the alliance of convenience? I was thinking about like once I get my Space Marines, like, okay, once I get enough Space Marines that I'm comfortable, like I have enough painted, I'm good. I'm gonna move on to another army for a little bit. I've been thinking about what army I want to do next, and I'm in between either doing my Tyranids or my Guardsmen. I don't have anything but like 2 models of my guard army built, and it would be these guys and a commissar. As for my Tyranids, I want to at least get 1,000 points made up so I could play with like my buddy using Tyranids. I could also upgrade my Custodes with another 1,000 points roughly, but I think I could wait on that as well. I might also use my Custodes against my Chaos friend. I've been playing Space Marines with him quite a bit, and I'm like, if he wants to fight against something different, I can do that. I'd have to figure some stuff out. Hold this guy up for you guys to see. Bring him into light. Don't know if that brown's even kind of shown through. Should have dry brushed this model, but oh well. Hell, I could even do 500 points for Guardsmen and just do combat patrol with Guardsmen. Maybe. Okay. I got 2 things. First, I'm going to do Leaf Lizards thing. Earlier in the year, I did a 2v2 using Orcs. My teammate played Death Watch. We faced 2 Tyranid players. Also, Hannibal says maybe a little Titan next, like the Direwolf or whatever. You mean the Warhound? You want me to buy a Warhound Titan? You want me to buy a Warhound Titan and paint that on stream and build it? Hannibal, if you give me enough money to buy a Warhound Titan, then I will do that. And I will call it the Hannibal Titan. Not if you say it like that. Well, I don't have the money. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look up how much it is. Yeah, I'm going to look it up right now. Okay. The Warhound Titan, just its body. You have to buy the arms and weapons separate. It's $695. And it's currently not available online. It is a cool model. I will give it that. Oh my lord. Okay, so there's a bigger Titan than the Warhound. That's almost $2,000. That is insane. And would be something I would consider buying at some point in my life. But not this instant in my life. What little one are you talking about? Hold on. There is a little one? Oh, it's two of them. And that's like $82. Okay. It's cute. Is it bigger than a night model? How big is it? Okay. I could do that one. Or Hannibal. Remember, there's still a challenge at play. I just haven't continued it yet. If we got to 500 subscribers, I'm going to build a night model on stream. Just because I'm not doing the 1,000 point, like in 20 days thing, doesn't mean it's not in play. So if we got people, if we got to 500 within that time frame, then I will build a night on stream and you will get your big robot. I do need to, actually that was debated to be done today or not, is continue the Space Marine Army, which I'm trying to do 1,000 points within 20 days, and I'm on day what? I haven't continued it, and the days I don't do it, I don't add on to it. It's like this stream doesn't add to it, like to the days. Only the days that I work on it. So there's a loophole that I'm kind of working on or working with. Because the thing is, like, if we reach 500 subscribers by the time I finish that challenge, I'm adding a night model to the army. And I have a night model that I could build. So the loophole I'm using is that I got other models I want to paint and do. So I'm gonna do those. This will give us time to build the community. And then, oh, hey, look at that. We reached 500 and it's before like day 20. So we're going to add a night model to it. Now I know with me saying that, like, I could just lose a bunch of subscribers now and be like, we're going to make so you don't get that. Is it cheating the system? Yes. Is it allowed? I'm allowing it. Unless someone here tells me otherwise, it's not allowed, I'm allowing it. Maybe this will make Saturday stream as I continue it. The painting challenge, at least I gotta do like once a week. Once a week, one of those streams have to be that. I am tempted to do Minecraft. Maybe next week will be Minecraft. But who knows? Who knows if we'll get there or not? I might just get bored and say, F it, I'm going to do it. That crossed my mind this stream. I think if I do a community Minecraft server, that might be something I put behind a paywall. Only because if I run it, it's going to cost me money. And you're sure that'd be peaceful. Oh my lord. Hannibal, do you even know people to begin with? Is any Minecraft server in general like ever just peaceful? I'd definitely be interested in doing it, but I think I would put it behind like a... If I did like a tier on Coffee or a tier on Patreon, it'd be like the $5 tier. Like, if you do $5, you get access to the community Minecraft server and all that. Oh, in the beginning, yes. In the beginning, it would be peaceful. I'd probably have to find people to, like, moderate it and stuff. I couldn't do it all the time. Also, I'm going to step away for a second. I got to ask my sibling a question because she's a horse girl. And I got to ask her a horse girl related question. Hey, sibling. What? I have a question for you. What? Would you date a half horse, half man? A half horse, half man. The upper body of a man, but the lower half of a horse. No. Okay. What the hell? That's a death sentence. Okay. So I'm assuming you've not heard about that song then? What song? There's a song called Half Horse, Half Man. By who? It's just some random group on the internet. You should watch it at some point. I think you'd find it funny. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. Why would you ask me that question? Because you're a horse girl. So, because horse girls are crazy and they love the horses, I figured their ideal man would be a... Absolutely not. But there's some out there. You're not.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there are. And you can count me out.
Okay. Well, you're the only one I can ask right now, so.
Yeah. You can ask chat.
I already have it. This is where it started. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. No, $5 is not a lot, but I figure there's enough of you out there that if off as a 25 member server, and then it would get more as we got more people, like more people could join. Because there was one website I was using that was what was it? It was like almost like $100 or something for like unlimited. Maybe it was like 60 something, like $64 for Minecraft. So like, I'd have to adjust the price of the tier at that point. I mean, we don't have the Discord server behind a tier, so that's kind of the main thing. The other hard part with that is if the IP to that slipped and then we had random people join, what would I have to do to verify them? Maybe I'm thinking. To verify there's someone and not just a random person. Maybe it's like in the Discord, they get added to. They gain the tier for it, then they can comment their username. A quiz. Yeah, that's a possibility. A quiz. Also, I don't know if anyone heard. I did ask my sister, who is a horse girl, if she would date a half horse, half man. The answer to that was no. But she does not deny that there aren't people out there that would not try. So, she is a no, and thought I was crazy. But then I told her where this started, and she's like, okay. She actually told me to like ask you guys, and I told her it started in this conversation. I don't know. The idea of like adding tiers and benefits to being a part of this crossed my mind a little bit, to be like a better incentive for people to join. I mean, if people want to join, they can join. If they don't, they don't. I'm not gonna force anyone to. Like I said, the Discord, I want to make Discord free for like, I don't know, as long as I possibly can, because I don't want. I feel like we got a pretty good community. I feel like we got a lot of awesome creators in there that do share their stuff every once in a while, and people can ask questions about things, and we'll try to get around to answering them and all that. Maybe we change the IP like once a week too for the server. Like the IP to the server changes once a week. It gets posted in a special Minecraft chat, and then that's how people can rejoin. I know it would be annoying, but that's how we could keep out like the people that are not supposed to be there. The griefers, I feel like a dedicated enough griefer is going to pay the amount to join and grief. But yes, that is my thought, to keep out the griefers. I literally forgot to do your gloves. What book do you think this guy's reading? Do you think he's reading like the Holy Bible for the God Emperor? He's personally reading Big E's book. He's reading the Gibble, the God Emperor's Bible. Lord of the Rings. Do you think Lord of the Rings made it into the 41st millennium? If Lord of the Rings made it to the 41st millennium, they'd be like, why are the ratlings carrying this ring to the mountains? It should be a man. It should be human. Honestly, there's probably a copy of Lord of the Rings that made it. Because in one of like the Eisenhorn books, it's one I haven't read yet, but I've seen this clip on in one of the Eisenhorn books, and like I said, I haven't read it, but it's a clip I saw on YouTube. A toy from the SSR survived until the 41st millennium, and was for sale at a vendor's stall. So I would say it is possible that the Hobbit, unaltered, could have made it. Now, altered, yes, I would say Lord of the Rings altered does exist. It's clearly that it's Big E and the Primarchs. Orcs being Tyranids and Gandalf a Psyker. Yeah, that's probably true. I was gonna say it's probably a book about like the Primarchs going on a crusade to go destroy the power source of the like evil angels. Because I think that's how the demon Primarchs are like portrayed, or like to go destroy the thing about the heretics and the Xenos, and takes them to this like planet that Biggie is at and sitting on, and how none of them fell. But miraculously, there's only like 1 or 2 that make it to the end. But the other did not fall. They're still there. Actually, now that I think about it, Lord of the Rings would just be a Caiaphas Cain book. Caiaphas Cain would be the one unwilling to bring the ring to Mordor. But Amberly Vale would be there to be like, no, you're going to do it because I know you can. And instead of like, well, the orcs can still see the orcs, but the Tyranids show up. And like Amberly's heavily chested psyker is there and telling them that they cannot pass, while Jurgen eats a moldy sandwich out of his back pocket. I know that sounds like a bunch of random gibberish words I just said, but those are all real characters and all things that have happened in those books. Yes, I know, just repeating what you already said. But I now made it in my mind how the book could actually come out and be a real thing. If that's not already a 40K book, I want that to be a 40K book. And if not, I want someone to write it. Someone write Lord of the Rings, but just Caiaphas Cain. Just write it as a Caiaphas Cain book. Eisenhorn is the detective. Caiaphas Cain is a commissar. It's more meant to be like a form of comedy in the 40K universe. Oh, excuse me. If you want to feel like you have a little bit of hope, read a Caiaphas Cain book. Those have kind of been my favorite ones to listen to. And honestly, Cain has such a big imposter syndrome, and it makes him more relatable. He does not feel like he's worthy at all for what he has and what he does. But oh boy, does he prove us wrong that he is worthy and that his own words about himself are not true. He also gets a really, like, attractive girlfriend, is what I'll say. But they'll never admit, or she'll never admit, because she's the one that edits his memoirs. So whenever it gets close to, like, a scene like that, she pretty much cuts it to black and is like, nothing else important happened. And I experienced that once in a book, and I'm like, oh, so that's what book it comes from. Because it was, I was watching an Isander and Coda video, and he described that happening, and then I randomly found the book that, like, it actually happens, and I'm like, I am pleasantly surprised that I came across this. No. She was always hot to begin with and was always very attractive, and she has a very scary job where if you say no to her, she can straight up kill you. I know I talked about Eisenhorn, and he's an Inquisitor. Amberly Vale is an Inquisitor as well. But instead of hunting heretics, which she can still do, she deals with Xenos. So she deals with Tyranids, Orcs, Tau. I think they first meet. Yeah, the first book, they're both dealing with Tau. And she's undercover as a dancer. And I'm going to spoil this, but you should listen to the first book. It's the first book in the series. So if you don't want spoilers, step away for like 15 minutes and then come back. His friend tells him that there's an Inquisitor on the planet. And all that. So then Kane meets he meets Amberly, doesn't know that she's an Inquisitor, but he tries to impress her and tells her, I figured out what's going on. There is a Inquisitor on this planet somewhere. He's telling this to the Inquisitor, who's trying to be undercover, and he should not know that she's there. So she's like, okay, this idiot knows what's happening, but he's charming enough that she ends up liking him. Like, she finds him funny, but that they spend time together as well. She like, his stupidity charming works well enough that he, like, ends up becoming part of her repertoire off and on. So, yeah. Sometimes girls like the bumbling idiot. The other thing is that Kane portrays himself in a very certain way. Very like, I am the hero of the Imperium. I am like this person that everyone says I am, but like inside, he says that he's not to himself. Amberly sees through his bravado to the real him and makes him do dangerous missions because she knows he can do it. He's always downplaying himself. I think in public he also he downplays himself all the time. The other thing too is like he's always trying to do jobs that don't get him in trouble, or not trouble, that won't put him in danger. But he ends up getting in danger all the time and coming out on the end of it. I haven't gotten to this book yet, but I believe in one of the books he ends up fighting a hive tyrant and winning. I think. I'm not sure. You can correct me. And if you don't know what a hive tyrant is a fraction of the hive mind looking directly at the battle that it's currently in. Now, the only reason why he was able to win that is because he had a very smelly blank to the right of him. But with that being said, Kane is a very competent fighter as well. He's been able to fight Chaos Space Marines toe-to-toe. And I know, compared to a Hive Tyrant, Chaos Space Marines isn't much. It is still a lot. A Space Marine in general is a lot for a normal human to begin with. And Kane is a normal human fighting a Space Marine evenly. I think the best example I could say for how good of a fighter Kane is if you take Gomez from the Addams Family, because Gomez is a really good fencer. He is. He's a normal human. He's a straight up normal guy. Yes, you need to read this. Read the very first one. I was listening to like the Imperial Guard short stories, and I was listening to one of them was a Kane story. So then I downloaded the first 2 books in the Kane series, But I lost my train of thought on where I was. Where was I in my conversation? Oh, I was comparing him to Adam Gomez. If you want to know Kane's like sword fighting skills, watch Adam Gomez in like the TV shows, fencing and stuff like that. Because Adam Gomez is an amazing fencer, like in like the Adam Family universe. Kane is just like that. Kane is that good with a chainsword. So yeah, read Caiaphas Cain. I don't think there's a Caiaphas Cain model out there. I do have a Commissar model, and I'm tempted to just name him Caiaphas Cain and say that's him. The Imperium refuses to consider Caiaphas Cain dead. How is it spelled? His name is spelled like this. That took me a little bit. That is how you spell Caiaphas Cain. You are welcome. But yeah, as I was saying, the Imperium refuses to consider him dead because he's disappeared multiple times, and then the Imperium will report him as being dead, and then he reappears. He like comes back. So they stopped filing the paperwork to say that he's dead, and that he's not dead, he's just missing. Currently, like in the last book I read, he was pretty old. There is like a medicine or drug in the 40k universe that like rejuvenates people. Pretty much what it does is it stops the aging process. So if you take it at a certain point in your life, you're not going to age past that point, but you have to keep taking it. And the hard part is that as you keep taking it, it works less and less effectively on you. So you can have humans that like live for 500 years, but they look like they're only in their 40s or 50s. And then they are like old. So Kane was getting to that point where he's like, the rejuvenate doesn't work as well on him anymore, and he is feeling his age. So that's the last book, and he's currently missing. I like the theory is that Amberly Vale is currently hiding him, and the two of them are spending time together, and he's able to rest and retire until Amberly decides, you know what, Kane, you need to come back. We need you. Oh, the one... So out of all the stuff in the 40k universe, there is one group that Kane fears the most. It is the Xenos race. And I don't blame him for fearing it. Kane is scared to death of Necrons. He hates to deal with Necrons. He thinks he'd rather deal with Tyranids, from what I understand, than deal with Necrons. Which, to be honest, I think he's valid for that. Necrons are, or Tyranids? Because I agree. Necrons are scary. And Kane agrees with you. He does not want to deal with Necrons. I think both. I mean, both are scary. But if he had to choose, like, between Tyranids and Necrons, he would take the Tyranids over the Necrons. Which, to me, I'm like, I don't want to deal with either one. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, if I had to choose, I don't think I could, because I wouldn't run to either one. Or whichever one I want to deal with. I know either way I'm going to die if I deal with either one of them. Oh, God. I honestly can't make that choice. I almost want to say I'd rather deal with Necrons than I would Tyranids. Because I could get lucky and deal with a Necron that might want to parlay with me. As I know with a Tyranid, I'm just going to get eaten. It's so difficult, but I also know me saying that I would get shot if I was to say that in the 40k universe. I would be considered a heretic. The thing is, if I get shot by if I get shot by a Necron's weapon, they can. I think, like, and this is what I was about to say, with the Necrons, if I got hit with, like, one of their disintegration rays, I'm just, like, disintegrated. I'm dead at that point. As if, like, if I'm getting attacked by Tyranids, I'm getting shot with, like, insects that can crawl inside my skin and all the other stuff. Like, yeah, Necrons can do a lot more scary things to me. But I don't know, the bugs just, they creep me out with some of their stuff they do. It's hard. I don't want to deal with either one. Honestly, if I personally could have, like, a smelly blank beside me too, I think I would deal with the Tyranids. If I'm just on my own, I'll just eat the lasgun. I honestly would eat the lasgun. I know I'd have a hard time doing that to myself because okay, we're gonna stop this subject. It's getting a little bit dark. And with that said, I am done doing the contrast paint. So now I'll move on to my next paint. I want my next one to be this gunmetal. just don't know what I want to throw it on. I know I want to put it on all the metallic stuff. I just don't know what I want to be metallic. Okay. Yes, I can do that. We're gonna start with you. We're gonna start with this fine fellow. This Mr. Veteran. I like reading about the 40K universe. I like learning about the lore. I like playing the game. I don't want to ever be in the 40K universe. I hope our future we're not moving toward a 40K universe. I really hope we're moving toward a like a Star Wars style universe, maybe. Not saying Star Wars is any better. I mean, it's a lot better than 40K, I will admit. Star Wars is a lot better than 40K. But that doesn't mean that Star Wars is perfect either. It's looking a little more of a dirty, rusty color. I mean, it's looking more worn. Almost. Oh, it's mixing with the contrast paint. That's why. Okay. You guys can't really tell, and I will try to show. If I bring it up a little bit. It's a little bit of like a brownish color on the metal. That's because I'm using the same brush that I was just using the contrast paint on this shoulder pad. So the paint is bleeding into it. I like that a lot, actually. It is a gunmetal, so it's a little more dingy. This is turning out so cool. I'm very happy. Even if I don't do all the little detail stuff I can do, being like edge highlights and stuff, this is going to look amazing to begin with. Yeah. That is what I want to see. That makes me happy. Ooh, I remembered. There is a book that has the Kriegsmen fighting the Necrons. I think it shows both sides relatively well. You don't really see much into like the Necron, like what they're doing and all that, but it focuses more on the Kriegsmen and a random like planet defense force guy. And it's called, I think it's called Dead Men's Walking, or like, yeah, Dead Men Walking, I believe. It's a good book. Such a sad ending to that book. I was so sad with how it ended. But if you want to see like how the Kriegsmen look at some stuff, read that book. I would say read that book. I have no idea if these are supposed to be power coils or not, but I'm making them silver. So it appears. Make his little chest thing silver as well. I'm sure it's supposed to be like a brown breather unit or whatever. But it's all getting silvered. It's a tiny little skull on the back of his backpack here. I'm just trying to brighten it up a little bit. Also hit this grenade with a little bit of silver and some of the gun. kind of comparison. These two guys compared to each other real quick. First time painting Kriegsman, my own color scheme, compared to newer, darker setup. Both got that silver on them. I do need to add more to them. They're not done, but they're close. I think they look nice as well. I think that little bit of... They get just little touches here and there. I wish this silver paint allowed the white to kind of brighten certain parts a bit better, or it was a little bit thinner going on. I think this is going to be like my new... I haven't played Kill Team yet. I think this is going to be one of my favorite kill teams to use. The other one I'm looking forward to using is the Space Marine Reaver kill team. I have some Reavers that I want to build. And I want to build those guys and use them as a kill team as well. Just my little Special Ops Space Marines that do the... sneaky hin stuff behind enemy lines or try to disrupt things. And I've been thinking about other kit bashes I want to do. I think I want to try making Perturabo as a model. I think there's some models out there that I'm able to do it with now. With the new Saturnine Dreadnought that came out. It looks similar to how Perturabo was described as a Demon Primarch, and I think with a little bit of modeling and a few other bits here and there could really make that work. And for those that don't know who Perturabo is, that is the Primarch of the Iron Warriors. He fell to Chaos. He is the opposite to Rogel Dorn. And from what I've heard about after the Heresy, at least like a small short story, he's become a slightly better dad and a slightly better person. Still not like the best. He's still Chaos. He's still pretty like you don't want to meet him as a person, but from the short story compared to how he was in the Horus Heresy to how he was in that short story, he's definitely a lot better. Definitely a lot better as a person. Yeah, we'll do you next. This is going well. I'm getting into the focus zone. That's why I've gone so quiet. Where there's not a whole lot really to say. But I'm also like trying to stay focused just a good amount to actually get everything looking. Just to look where I want it to. If anyone is watching, what sort of projects are you all working on, chat? Are there any particular fun projects that you are excited you're doing right now or looking forward to doing? I think like besides these, I've been thinking about the Inquisitor cosplay again, and then how I need to do more on that. I've not done anything with it for like months, and I keep thinking about Hannibal every time I think about the cosplay. Like, I really should work on it, at least for like Hannibal's sake. I should work on it. Oh, nice. Building a chest. Is it another toy chest or just a chest in general? And you're also doing a table as a commission. Ooh, you have me intrigued. I'd be excited to see how the table is. A chest that's also a bed? That's such a big chest or such a small bed. Rory, you can come in here. Come on. You got it. There you are. A big chest, yes. Nice. Big doggo. Doggo is in here now. Oh, what a good boy. Such a good boy. Big wiggles. You know what? Why not? Oh, nice. Oh, Hannibal. You said you were going to do a little drawing of Sap. Did you get that done? Did you get the little gecko guy done out of curiosity? It's okay if not. I just wanted to ask. For those that don't know, Sap was one of my D&D characters that I played for a few years. He was a 6-inch tall and wide salamander that looked like a trico. So he was completely spherical pretty much. And he was a wizard ranger. And he hated humans. No, you finish your commission stuff first. You go make that money and work on the commission stuff. That's a passion project that I asked about. feel like if I got a VTuber model, or maybe I can even do it with this model, but I should play Mage Arena and have that character and just scream Fireball and Magic Missile and freeze at people just the entire time. And then worm and then dash hole. Make sure you dash into that wormhole, folks. I had fun with that game, and I want to play with some friends, but like the other friends I played with, like they didn't enjoy it. But I'm like, if the four of us play, and it's us against each other, then we could have fun with it that way. Oh, I might reach out to some friends actually and see. Ooh, nice. Honestly, it's so nice being like a crafts person that you can just make yourself stuff. Like a TV stand slash book stand is such a nice like combo. I love that. I want to get a bookshelf with like glass windows on it, like in the front, and then it has lights above, and I can put my models on it and it can shine down. Like that's what I want to display my stuff on. Let's see. Do I even need to do anything else to the helmet? I mean, I want to add some gold for the Aquila on the helmet, but I don't know if it's really even needed either. I'm going to do something for their helmets. I have an idea. What number combination should I do for this squad? I'm feeling like number 13. This should be Krieg squad number 13. I know a lot of people see 13 as a unlucky number, but I find 13 to be my favorite and lucky number. The other number being 98 or 29. So, 9 3/4. That's what you think this should be? This should be squad 9 3/4. I don't know if they would, I don't know how a Kriegsman would do being in the Harry Potter universe. I feel like there'd be a lot more trenches and a lot more... Oh, what's the word? I don't want to use the actual word I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think of another one. There'd be a lot more blown up carrots. There'd be a lot more blown up carrots if the Kriegs, the Death Corps of Krieg wasn't Harry Potter. You know, there'll be 9 3/4 of your army left over when I'm done with them. I wonder if there's any big Warhammer events in like Germany or somewhere around there. I think it'd be cool to like travel overseas and take part in like a Warhammer event. I do know the UK have a bunch. And yeah, I could maybe take part in that, but I think I'd rather do... What did his staff look like? He didn't have a staff. He used a longbow. Well, okay. A longbow for his size, but it was 2 or 3 toothpicks duct taped together with string in the middle. So like for something that's 6 inches tall, I think that's roughly 6 inches, his longbow would stick out like another inch on either side. And he did have a book on his hip. Oh, I don't have the... I don't know. I don't think I have the art on this computer. Maybe I... Oh god, I'd have to scroll through and find who I messaged years ago. For the art. going through and I'm finding like art people used to give me for sap. So long ago, I don't even know who it was. I found it! I found the artist that I actually paid for the original bit of art. Sorry, I probably should be looking at chat and seeing what they say. Oh, okay. So Hannibal, you keep working on your thing. I'm going to show off the art that I had made for good old Sappy Sap. It's gonna be big. Oh, there, I found it. I know this is random. So this is a piece of art I actually had commissioned for the character, and this is the name of the artist right there. So this little guy was Sap, and that's his big hat and his little bow. It should be a lot bigger, and then that's his little familiar slash companion, which is Mouse. Actually, no, his familiar was an owl. His pet was a mouse. Because he had the there's a background in D&D that gives you like a little mouse as a companion or like as a little pet that you can have, and I went with that for Sap's background. And then when I finally did find familiar, I gave Sap an owl. I think it was like a really angry looking owl. It was always angry. And of course, the owl's name was Owl. I was very original with the animal names. Okay. You move over there because you're good. Excuse me. I'll throw it in Discord as well because I don't see why not. Oh, someone went into lounge. I'm gonna throw that up in there. I had that person, I think it was a her, but I'm just gonna say person. I had to make some other art of another D&D character as well. That was technically my first character in that server. And I really liked their art, which is why I like asked them for commissions and stuff. I could ask them again for stuff, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'd want drawn. I've been reached out randomly, like on Discord, for like people that ask if I want any characters made and stuff like that. And I'm good. Honestly, if I want characters made for like a D&D campaign, I'm going back to the original person I paid. Which is that person that made the art for SAP. Which, God, if they have a Instagram, that'd be awesome. But I don't think they do. I should reach out and ask. I'll check it out in a moment. I will check him out in a moment. But yeah, oh, that also reminds me. I gotta reach out to the group I was running D&D for and ask if they want to continue. It's been almost a month since our last game. Oh my lord. He's got such big feet. I love him. Oh, excuse me. I love that sap. That is a beautiful sap. He looks like a mini Godzilla. It's okay his feet are that big. He has to get the 6 inches from somewhere, and his legs being that big are completely fine. Well, this brush is. It's trying its best, is how I will say. How about ultra swole version of him? How swole we talking? Like, how swole of a sap are you talking here? Oh god, no. No, Hannibal, no! You could draw him hitting a Labubu with a spoon. How about that? And I say that, and I don't know if I talked about this story before. So, because he is such a plump character, well, first I'll say the server added the ability to go fishing in the, yeah, they added the ability to go fishing to the server. I think it was like exclamation point fish. And randomly, I don't know why, every time my character went swimming, like when Sap went swimming, so the thing randomly gave you like names of fish that you caught. So what I had him do was swim out to like a river or lake, and then he would be his own bait. He would swim out there and then get pulled underwater by a fish, and he would beat the fish with a spoon and then drag it in. And every single time, the species of fish that it gave me were extremely large fish. I'm talking about like fish, like catfish from the Amazon that are 7 feet long. Those type of fish. He would catch those regularly. Play that again real quick. He would catch those regularly. And then, again, he would beat them with a spoon. He would beat them with a spoon. Is how I had it described. And no one ever questioned me on it. And then he would drag the fish back to the tavern and show it off to everybody that I caught this, I defeated this. And every single time I would get a reaction from someone to be like, how did you get a fish this big and like where? And I would tell them where, and like, and then out of character I would be like, go to this chat and you can actually see like where it went down. And it was just a thing. Like, I mean, he wouldn't always catch a fish. I think there was one time he did catch a relatively small fish. It's like a small, like, catfish that you keep in your tank. And I like the look of it so much that I'm like, I don't want to kill this little fish. So instead of him, like, he caught the fish. That is a good image. I might ask for that. I don't know. Anyway, he ended up keeping that little fish in like a jar as like a pet. And it was like, it's a little catfish. It looks like a salamander. I like it. I'm keeping it. It is my pet. I think one of the fish he like caught was a muskie. And if you don't know what a muskie is, if you know what a pike is, which is a type of fish, it's a very aggressive freshwater fish. A muskie is a souped up version of that. So I looked up like what the largest size was for a muskie, and I said that's what he caught. So he caught one of those. He's caught several catfish. I'm trying to think what else. I don't remember what else. It was so long ago. Now that I'm talking about it, I might go back to that server and see if anyone's even there or interact with stuff. I don't know. It's been so long. I haven't been a part of it in so long that to rejoin feels weird. None of the original people I played with are even on that like Discord server anymore. I said to myself that I would be on it for as long, like forever, and I would never be the people that go away. But honestly, after some time when like the regular people that you used to like you made friends with on the server don't play anymore, and you always have to restart like over talking with those people, it gets on you. I'm like, I dislike. I don't remember how much I paid for that specifically. I want to say 40, and then I gave him a good tip on top of it. I think I like tipped an extra 20 or something on top. But I don't think that's right. I think they asked for more. I'm gonna check for myself. Yeah, so for that sap drawing, they only charged me like 15. And then they charged me 40 and 30 on another one, and I know I paid a tip on top of that. So that's how much I remember. They honestly should have charged way more for their art. I could reach out to them. They are on Do Not Disturb, and it feels weird if I reach out to someone I haven't talked to in like a year or more and be like, hey, you still doing this? Like, I don't want to bother them. But now I'm like, I kind of do want some art from them again. I probably could. I'll take a look at it after this and just kind of see where everything's at. Maybe find where everyone's like messaging and talking again and pop in there. I'd have to go back to like my own private thing and see like how the commands work again and all that, because it's been so long. So I don't disagree. I don't disagree on that. I will have to check it out and see. Oh, excuse me. Actually, there was a character before Sap that I played. It was a turtle that I pretended was a snapping turtle. I did get kicked from the server for a little bit for some behavioral stuff. I was still like, I said something I shouldn't have said on the server, and I got kicked for a few days. And I made another account, and I joined with that account and made 2 characters, one of them being the little turtle. And I had fun with the turtle, and then once I had my main account back, I kind of stopped playing that other account and just went straight to my main one, and then I made Sap. and had fun with that. You snapped on people? No, I didn't snap on anyone. I think what it was is like, I forget what it was. I might have said, there's like no swearing allowed on the server, and I might have swore like in a text thing or something like that. It was something really stupid at the time. Like something I knew I shouldn't have done, but oh well. I did it. No worries, Hannibal. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Go get some sleep. And yeah, Saturday will be probably later than 7, depending on what happens with work and all that. Really like it not to be later, but who knows. And I'll figure out next week's schedule the best I can. I really should make it on Sundays, but I always like waiting until Tuesday. What am I even going for anyways? Almost 2.5. I should look at like official GW art for Kriegsman and see what like normal helmets look like. I feel like if you have anything silver and metallic on the battlefield is gonna make you be a big target, and you're just gonna get freaking sniped with having a shiny helmet or stuff like that. Okay, that's all that metallic done. Now, I can do gold. There's not much gold. I did want to use a green speed paint for a part on their guns. That's on all their guns. So I'm going to use orc skin green. I'll put you back on the stand. I'll put you back on the stand. Very good shake. So this green, I want to put right there on the guns. Don't know why. I want it to be green. It's a lot brighter of a green than I thought it'd be, but it's going to stay that way. Oh, and I can also do this as green. How does this look green as well? Is it more metallic-y? Yeah, it is a little more metallic-y. I can always darken it up and do other things as well. With the green, like just do different green paints. There. I like it. I can tweak it a little bit, make it better if I have to. As I just gave this guy a bayonet on a melt-a-gun that really doesn't need a bayonet. No, I'll do this green as well. So this is like a blanket or something. And one of his little accolades, I'll paint up green. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I've had a lot of very dark colors. Only the metallic and the green have been the brightest. Well, only the metallic has been the brightest color on here. So I figured having some sort of color that pops will help, is my thought on a lot of this. Try and get your handle. There. That's all I can do. You, mister. Hit a lot more than I initially thought. Okay. This part is relatively quick. I'm not trying to be, I'm trying to be precise, but not take too long on some of these as well. Your little thing's gonna pop nicely with this green. There we go. think when I go to North Carolina, I was going to bring some Warhammer models with me and maybe play a game while I'm down there. But I think I might just bring a kill team. Maybe two. I think this will be the kill team that I bring. One of them. That is... I don't know if you can see it. You can slightly see the green on the gun. You can definitely see the green on his bag. That is that green done here. There are some more things that I can do, and I'm going to switch up the brushes because this one is starting to call it quits for the night. Now, I wanted to do on all their helmets up on the ridge. I want to do a blue stripe. I'm trying to think which blue stripe do I do. Do I do the contrast blue that I've done for their coats? Or do I do another blue? I'm gonna take a look and see what I have in my drawer. What do I have? Shake that up to make that work. I might use Wraithbone tonight on a couple things. And I'm going to use Deep Ocean Blue on their helms. Oh, now I know what I want the red for. I wanted red for one of his accolade stripes. And I can use the Wraithbone for it as well. And then going over to my metallics, I'm going to take some greedy gold and some true copper. I'm going to use those. Now I only need the copper. Well, I can use the copper on a couple other things. I can use the copper on this. Okay, I think what's going to get copper, I'm going to put over here. That will get copper, and the veteran is going to get a little bit of copper. Let's see, I made that silver, right? No, one of them is not silver. See, these are getting copper. All of them are getting greedy gold. Some are getting the Wraithbone all of them are getting the... and this guy over here is getting the red. Okay. All I will use for that blue. It is a very dark blue color. Nice. not perfect. But I'm okay with that. That might be how I have my Kriegsmen distinguish themselves in between their units. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna do a red stripe for sergeant or something like that. Like, I'm not gonna do the helmet. It's this blue stripe is for this squad, green stripe is this squad, and do stuff like that. Ooh, I could try working on the power sword bit with this particular color. I think this dark blue is a very good base for the power sword bit. And then I'm gonna go up in gradient. I do want to leave the silver showing on some part of it. So let's see if I had a light better in front of the camera, you guys could actually see. But it's silver, and then it gets extremely dark around that green. That is done with a dark blue. That is I'm using Deep Ocean Blue from Army Painter. And that's what I'm doing for the stripes on the head and for the power sword right here. Okay. Now it's just you guys. I am tempted to make a Gene Stealer cult kill team. Like, I was on the fence about buying the box today, but I thought to myself, hey, why don't I see what I have for spare bits from the guardsman box? Like, when I finally build the guardsman, if I have any bodies left over, or if I have any bits left over from yeah, take some guardsman box that I have, take some Tyranny bits that I might have here and there, and combine them and make a Gene Stealer cult of my own. There's no way I can't do that. I think it's very hard. They don't give you a lot of spare body parts for like guardsmen and stuff like that with this stuff, which is annoying. I wish there was some like spare like bodies or legs that I could use. I do have some from the Trader Guardsman bits that I was building for a friend. Yeah, like I got a chest piece and a bunch of those heads and arms. So I think I'm going to be able to build myself a relatively convincing looking gene stealer cult. Because, yeah, it's sitting over here in my weird little bits thing. I have a body right there, just no back. And I got, yeah, it's a freaking Trader Guardsman, but I got a head right there. It's got a spike on it. Easily enough could be Gene Stealer. Another little bits here and there that could be Gene Stealer. And it's okay if they look a little mutated, because, I mean, God, Gene Stealers are hella mutated. To an extent. I do know not all of them. Some look like humans besides just going bald. Let's add a couple blue stripes. Okay. Now, I'm doing true copper. And it is so dumb. It's just a little drop off the bottle. I did say I was going to put some on there, but a little droplet right there. So I'm going to bring it up to the camera. I can see with the light. Oh, that's my hand. There's a tiny little droplet. It's so freaking hard to see. Right there. There's no good lighting for it, which that is very upsetting. So do a knob there. Instead of green, we'll do this as the copper. I'm just trying to spread it around enough. I'm having it on there. I know it looks weird, but I think that little Vox box right there We're okay with the green. We're okay with the copper. Copper's looking a little rusty, and they painted some blue parts on it to try and, I don't know, match their color scheme a little bit. Okay, one that I do know I'm going to need is this Greedy Gold. I haven't used Greedy Gold in a while. There. I don't think it's mixed too well, to be honest. No, that has not looked very well mixed. Now I have it mixed properly. And all over my goddamn brush. Okay. You. This. Try to get a better, more even amount of gold on that brush. Because there's way too much on there. Don't always need my little stand. We'll do some buttons on here. There, a little bit of gold. Cool. I'm gonna need a lot more gold thrown on than I realized. Because I want your entire cutlass bit to look gold. such a finite little thing to do on the helmet. I'm adding like a droplet of greedy gold on for this, just that little bit of color. Excuse me. Probably shouldn't do the gold. I probably should do the copper on this, but I'm going to add copper on top of that gold. Just because I like that look. I like doing the burn effect if I have the chance to. I haven't done a burn effect in so long. I tried to do it with this guy and didn't turn out as well as I would have hoped on like my very first models. But OBS keeps disconnecting really repeatedly. Good old priest in his Lord of the Rings book with his holy Aquila rosette around his wrist. I'm still working on it, Leaf Lizard. It's still technically within the works. So I think the next time I stream will be the next day of trying to get it done in 20 days. I figured it's good to switch it up for me and do other paint jobs than just that. So I'm still working on it. That's the loophole. It's not 20 straight days, it's just 20 days. And I think I will pull all those models out tomorrow for Saturday's stream. I will admit I'm going to add another day on top because I did work on the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought is going into a 2,000 point army list, and I tested airbrushing on him, so I'm counting that as part of the 20 days. So whatever number I was at before, it's actually going to go up by 2. And like I said, if we hit 500 before that challenge is done, I'm going to add a knight model to that army list. I have the knight model already planned out that I want to do. And I'm going to be looking forward to doing it. Okay. So that is done there. Let's see if you guys can see. It is copper at the tip and fades into gold and then the silver. So all their metallic stuff is done. I got one more paint to put on. It's got to be a red. Can I actually just get like a little bit off your... Here, oh, I can. Oh, I can. So bright red. So yeah, that's red, green, and blue for his little accolades on his chest. Now, I'm going to look at the time and decide whether if I go for a little bit longer, if I should, or if I go to bed. I say I'm going to go to bed. We've got a good amount done tonight. I've done a stroke of business, I'd say. I've done a stroke of business. I got way further ahead than last time. I think last time I only got the coats. I got the coat, the black paint, and the pants done. And that was the big heavy lifting. I'm going to pull out... I have 4 models that I... Is it 4? I'm pulling out my favorite models in this kill team so far. It's these models right here. We got the Watchmaster. I'm pretty sure that's who this guy is. And then we got the Veteran. I think the Watchmaster is ahead. If I had to go like favorites, it's Watchmaster, or Sniper's number 1, Watchmaster's number 2, Melta's number 3. What's up, Nathan? Yeah, I'm very happy with these guys. They're not done. This is literally just battle ready. I think I'm going to do edge highlighting on them and get them looking like a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to list out like my favorites. So, Sniper, Watchmaster, I think it's Priest, Melta, and then Veteran. So we got the veteran. You can't really see all of his accolades, but he's got a blue ribbon with... And I love his arm. His arm is like my favorite thing on this, and the way he holds the gun is really cool. No, your internet didn't take a plug. My connection for stream has been fluctuating. And then we got this guy, Mr. Melta. And I'm doing some copper burn, or I'm doing some metal burn on his weapon. So it's greedy gold based and then copper at the tip, and then I'm going to do it on... And then I'm going to do a purple wash or a blue wash on that. I forgot your little Aquila on the back. I forgot it on a lot of them. There, that's a quick little touch up. And then Mr. Preacher. I gotta look up what his name is actually, but I like that he's holding a book. I like how he's holding a book. I don't know why, but the book is just like... He's on the battlefield, and he's the one slinging the hymns. If he wasn't born a Kriegsman, he probably would have been part of the clergy. And then we got the Watchmaster. I need to do his power sword, but I started on it. It's dark blue at the base, and I'm going to go up lighter blues until I'm just like a silver at the top and keep that silver. And then the sniper. I've always been a fan of snipers all the way through. I love his pose. I love how he's looking down the scope. I love the way the gun looks. It's just beautiful for me all the way through. Not that I don't love the rest of them. If I had this guy match the same color, this flamer would beat the Melta on, you know, how I like them and all that. But hopefully when I open another Kriegs box, I will throw those guys in. I do like this backpack a lot more than I do these guys' backpacks, like the black and then the contrast paint. I think this is better. I had to learn to be okay with it not being perfect. And like, honestly, are they exactly how I want them to be? No. But I'm looking at them at the table and I'm like, you know, I don't always get to sit here and look at them close up. But I do love having them. Because here's the thing, I'm getting paint on a model at least. That's how I have to look at it. It's better than them being gray or prime black like this guy. Like this I'm happy with. This I'm gonna work on. But at least to me, I could go to the tabletop and at least run these guys right now in a kill team. Oh, I missed your comment earlier. You're debating on whether or not to paint the top of the Wraith greedy gold. Oh. My pile of shame, I feel two, like, bins, I think. Not big bins, just, like, that wide, but, like, 2 foot by 2 foot square. And then I do have 2 bins full of unbuilt model singing boxes. And the 2x2 ones are ones that are built but not painted. Actually, I should do all that. By the way, Leaf Lizard, I would say try the greedy gold on top. The worst thing you do is you just paint it black again. Because if you paint it black, the gold might shine through a little bit and it might look a little metallic. But that's what I just say. Just try and see what happens. I'm going to go grab the commissar real quick for these guys. If I can find him too. This one. And this one. Yes, it is. So, before I bought Lord Marshal Deer, I'm not sure how to pronounce him. Before I bought this guy, who I'm going to make this guy ride a raptor, I bought this commissar, and I should paint him up. And I was going to run him as my warlord. I still might. I think I might run him still as my warlord and not use the other guy. I tried to do a bit of sculpting on this guy. I'll bring it up closer. So, normally the commissar doesn't have anything around his head. He's completely shaven. I added a bunch of green stuff and make it look like that he had a beard and hair on the back. I wanted to do that style commissar. I am looking forward to getting the Deathcore of Krieg commissar. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I kind of want to make this commissar based off me, like as an actual person. Like I thought about if I run him in a game, I'm just going to name him like commissar and then my actual name on top as my little self-insert. And I feel like as soon as I do that, he's going to die instantly. But I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. But I got my little commissar. I got the full squad right there. Not fully match painted, but it will work. It will work. And I can't wait to have these guys go up against their biggest threat ever, be the Norn Emissary. I'm going to... I think I'll do for myself a kill team where this entire kill team has to survive and escape a Norn Emissary. I don't know if I'll make it more difficult and say they have to save a commissar as well. That might be something I do. But yeah, I'll see how that goes. I might do that as a solo game, or I could do that with a friend. Either one is interesting. But with that being said, I am going to call it here for the night. I'll just go over my little spiel before I forget. If you like what you see here, and you want to see more of it, feel free to subscribe. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like. But there's no need to as well. Just having you here to sit and watch is more than enough. If you want to support the stream and see things get upgraded over time, as in new cameras or getting edited for videos and stuff like that, you can donate to a Ko-fi account I have. I have not fully set that up, but I'm still working on that. But you don't have to do that either. Like I said, having you here is more than enough to sit here, chat, listen to me ramble about stuff, and all that. Most importantly, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.